Hello, hello, welcome to Piece of Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I made it back in time from all my kids' dentist appointments. Well, I had three kids. Three of my kids. I have four. Three kids had to go to the dentist today, all at the same time, like all the way in the city too, because of reasons. So like they're all the way in the city, and I'm here in Choctaw, which is like I'm not in the city. That's not in the city. It's in the country, kind of. I mean, it's not like there's more country than this. I know I've been there. It ain't like I'm living in like Jet, Oklahoma is pretty country. Shout out to anybody that's from Jet that's watching. If you actually are from Jet, Oklahoma, and you're watching this show, like actually huge shout out to you because that's pretty awesome. You know, it was a hell of a trip, and I dropped my oldest son off on the other side of the county. So like I drove across an entire county today, because like he goes to a tech school, where he's learning like CAD and stuff, which is pretty cool. So anyway, enough about me. What about you? What about you, huh? So I'm kind of a goofball. For those of you who have never watched this show, and for those of you who have watched the show, and maybe you actually haven't paid attention, or maybe you didn't have the audio on. I'm a weirdo, and I'm we have a good time. Show's pretty easy. Whoa, watch my hands, watch my hands. Yeah, I got the idea is to sit around here and paint stuff. Um, that's why it's called Pieces of Pat Paints. It's anyway. We don't always paint. Sometimes we're doing like the other part of the painting, like getting ready to paint. So, but anyway, we've been painting. It's so I guess that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so we're here. We're painting. We're painting this lovely lady. She's from a game. The game is called Elden Ring. If you've played it, awesome. If you haven't, that's okay too. It's very difficult. I tried to play it. It did not go well. We're rocking the Santa hat. Unfortunately, I don't have any Santa tunes. And I don't know how I would do that if I did. I don't know how I'd play that. I mean, I guess I could just play it over my microphone. But that was like terrible. I gotta figure out a better way to do that. Like, how do we play music through things so that you can hear it? And like different music, like not just like the music I mix or whatever. I don't know. I'm not super like super good with the tech, so you'll have to excuse me today. We're gonna be a slow start today. So if you're watching this later on and you don't want to just sit here and listen to me babble while I try to get my first cup of coffee in for the morning, I totally don't mind if you skip ahead until we're actually working on something. I might even like have to like scarf a little food for a second throughout today. So, I'm quick putting that on top of that because I need that thing. Keep putting the other thing on top of. I'm just knocking shit. I'm just knocking shit over. I didn't actually say the word, so it doesn't count, right? I said shit. I didn't actually say the whole thing. I'm trying to get better at that, in case or get to where I'm monetized, because we're definitely not inside that first. And this thing, I've been working on this guy. I'm starting to get. I want to give him like boots, so I started like kind of sculpting some heels in. This clay is very interesting to work with. I may not use this clay again, but trying to get myself back into being able to do different things. It'd be fun to be able to sculpt some stuff maybe eventually. And he finally kind of almost stands up, which is great. Better where you can see the camera, which is great. We're trying to get to a. He's gonna stand on a plinth. I definitely think I'm gonna make him like a statue. Because he's like slightly larger than life. Okay. So, I don't think we'll need that dry brush, but we might. I need to go back and update our colors because I didn't update our colors. Oh, and I did make a shield for him, for the big guy, the big statue guy. So we got a shield I made out of green stuff. So, you know, slowly working on something else behind the scenes. I probably won't make it onto any videos but short, but you know, it will be on a, you know, I'll show it, promise. Stuff is still collapsing from what I knocked over underneath my bench. That's oh gosh. And like I just cleaned in here not too long ago. That's what's funny. Like I cleaned up in here, and it's still not clean. I still got work to do. I warned you I might be eating. I have to call that eating. Some cheap thing I found at Sam's. Definitely gonna get away from the microphone so you don't have to listen to me chew it. I was so groggy when I got up this morning. I couldn't barely even figure out what day it was. My phone didn't get plugged in last night, so I woke up to a dead phone too. It was like, oh no. Very, very, very carefully, girl. This lace is super delicate. And it's really going to be better to just kind of really focus on the peaks of everything. Don't worry so much about the valleys. I want to get a little bit of color in there, but it doesn't have to be quite as bright as it does on the top. Kind of see the same thing here. I focus on the peaks. What's funny is it's not the same pattern. Like what they did over here is not the same thing that they did over here. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I didn't sculpt a model. I just printed it. Very, very, very delicate brush strokes here. We're talking just barely touching anything really. Mine is super gloopy too, so it's really kind of hard to see, but just where my technique is going to help me out there, because I'm having a little trouble seeing. I know my technique is going to help, and it's just keep a low amount of paint in the brush. And you keep it wet. You just barely touch it. Better in this situation to go back for paint. It is to end up with way too much of it. Try to do band first, you know, little edge, and then come back with what's left and do it. That's what I was trying not to do. Put a dot on it. Hey, Tiny, Tiny, welcome back. Nice to see you, sir. Hope all's well on your side of the world. little too much white. Well, we're gonna have to tone that down. Take a little bit of that raw umber. Just tone it down a bit. We'll come back. So again, we're just trying to get a little tiny bit of paint, not a whole lot. We're gonna hit that edge first, so we can expand this a little bit more of the paint there, so that when we come back and do these parts, we'll hopefully don't have quite as much paint. Hey, Sir McBeardsly's here. Because when you get to these edge frills, you kind of want to barely use it. And things are doing well over here as well, Tiny. We're, you know, I had to drive all the way across the county today. I take my kids to the dentist. And then my oldest son goes to school in the mornings. He goes to a tech school where he learns like CAD and 3D design and stuff like that. So I had to take him all the way out there, and so like I've driven from one side of the county to another today, which is it's a heck of a haul. It's all good. I don't mind, my kids, and they gotta go to the dentist because they don't need teeth like mine, because it sucks. You don't want this, so go to the dentist. Anyway. But yeah, it was fun. Hey, I did get to drive. I had a guy on the highway today. This is fun. I got on the highway today that got it. Sometimes people get it. Sometimes most people don't. So this guy and I, we just kind of like kept weaving in and out of all the slower moving traffic, and we would kind of like trade off on who was kind of like moving through things, and the other guy would follow. We just kind of weaved in and out of things, real nice and smooth, no problems. And like it was nice. It was glorious. It's rare you get to dance with a partner that dances like that. It was truly glorious. Because I was booking it to get back here so I could do this show. Excuse me while I eat a little bit more. Those things have never tasted that good. And that's like, I know it's just because I'm hungry. I woke up late. I was so groggy this morning. It was quite the ballet. We were booking it, man. He was in a silver Mustang GT. Boy, he could have flat out roasted me at any minute. Like, we weren't like racing, It was, I drive an old Nissan Altima, so it's not like I stood a chance racing this guy. Like, we weren't really like, I don't know. It's not like racing. It was more like I said, team racing for like rally moving, where we're trying to keep gaps open and let each other through in different places. And that was great. like I said, try to make sure you're catching those parts a lot where the light is really going to hit it. The places where the light's not going to hit it as much, you don't have to quite worry as much about it. Oklahoma's a strange place to drive in because, like, we weren't really even going that much faster than the speed limit. But in the mornings, it's like people lose their minds, and it's like they forget. Well, I mean, you have some people that are like really going fast, and those in flipping every single lane in creation, and those guys really cause the most problems. They're not really driving fast; they're just driving aggressively. You know, they're not really they don't really go anywhere because they're too busy changing lanes. And so those guys cause all the people that are scared of driving to have to drive to kind of like, you know, give more room than is necessary, and sometimes you can go slower than they need to. And between the two of them, it causes a really difficult deal where, heck, sometimes you're just trying to get up to the dang speed limit. Oh, it's rough. It's rough. And so, and in Oklahoma, most people drive these big old trucks because that's just what you do, I guess. So, well, I shouldn't say most. A lot of people drive these big old trucks, and they're usually the ones that are driving overly aggressive. And so anyway, it causes a lot of issues. And so being able to drive even like the speed limit sometimes in rush hour gets to be kind of a pain. It's nowhere near as crazy as like trying to drive in Las Vegas in rush hour, but if these people would all just go the speed limit and stay in the lanes they need to stay in, we would all go a whole lot faster. Yeah, that's what we spent today doing. Me and this Mustang GT weaving in and out of traffic, trying to just stay within 5 to 10 miles of the speed limit. I think we maybe got over, like 2 or 3 times we may have got over the speed limit. Most of it was just trying to get in and out of traffic. And there were people blazing past us, like they were flying. A couple of them, just, I mean, absolutely flying. And let me tell any of you that have never been here, there's nowhere in Oklahoma you need to drive that fast to get to. I'm just saying. Try to chew off camera. Oh man, Blanchard's bad. Blanchard's bad, and for no reason. Like there's nothing in Blanchard. I don't even know where they're going. Where they got to drive like that. I mean, Oklahoma is full of places that you're going nowhere fast. But like Blanchard is like literally the middle of nowhere. There's nothing there. I mean, except for like beautiful countryside. It's a really pretty place. It's a beautiful place. Blanchard's beautiful. But yeah, there's no reason. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere you're going in Blanchard, but you got to drive fast. I bet you it's like that around every, like all small towns that were kind of like that. Out in the countryside. Yeah, there's Buffalo out in the country. There's a couple places left around here. You can go see buffalo. They keep like a herd of them up at what is the name of that place? There's an old museum up north, Willow Rock, and it, if I remember right, it was somebody's house. One of the guys that owned Phillips 66, whose name I cannot recall. And he built this amazing house to entertain people. Sir McBeardsly girlfriend gets upset if they don't take the Buffalo route when they go to visit his parents and family. That's funny. That sounds about right, though. I want to see the buffalo. It's pretty neat. Willow Rock is like way up north by Tulsa in Bartlesville. Like I said, it was built as kind of like a playhouse for the rich. Like this guy and all his rich friends, they go out there and hang out. And then when he died, I think they turned it into a museum. It's a really neat place if you're into like collections of oddities and history and animals and hiking trails and art. There's a lot of really cool art. That guy gathered a bunch of artifacts. He's got a lot of Native American artifacts up there that he gathered and preserved. If I remember right, it's all still part of a private collection that's owned by, I think it's, well, maybe not. It might have been turned into a national park by now, but I don't know. I have to look. There are a couple pretty neat things in Oklahoma. It's not this one almost doesn't even have a pattern to it, really. Not anything discernible. I think I'm catching it, but just barely. It's like they just kind of let an algorithm go nuts or something on it. It doesn't really have like rhyme or reason to it. Somebody's dog is out. Running down the street barking. Looking to start that beef, man. You got beef. Not as much as that dog and that goat had beef yesterday. Golly, I'm still laughing about that. That goat was not letting that dog up on that porch. Good times, man. A little bit more over in here. We're definitely going to come back and probably add some other color to it, but a nice brown for now will help make that nice and dark. Yep. Coffee. Gotta get coffee. Definitely a coffee day. That's why I got mine. So the first thing I did when I hit the door, I got home. And I was like, I need some coffee and some food. Got the coffee and the food ready. Came in here and got started. It was definitely a run day. But hey, we made it. We're here. We're doing the dang thing. I made it. Oh, goodness. It's really like sweet sustenance. Okay. Well, now we gotta look and see what her arms look like. Blah, 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 blah. So they're like dark gray. Or brown. Okay. Look like a darker brown. Or maybe next it wasn't this color. It wasn't that. So it's like a darker brown. Maybe with some gray to highlight it. Umber here. I might put a little bit of that gray in it, but not. We don't want to make it gray. I mean, and a lot of this, once we get the fire parts, we'll have to change some of this to make it match the fire for the OSL effects. Have a good one, brother. Thank you so much. Friend, amigo, compatriot, comrade. Better watch saying that. People might think you're really into that. I'm not. Definitely, communism is definitely not as good an idea as it sounds. If people weren't corruptible like they are, and I think we can all admit that they are, communism would be pretty good. But it's just simply, you can't do that. this is that paint, that darker Payne's gray, and super thin. And I'll say things like wash or glaze, but that's not really what's going on here. What it really is it's super thin. Washes and glaze actually have a different kind of medium in them. So I'm not actually like full on making a glaze or wash, but with these thicker paints, you don't necessarily need to add things to it to make them do the same kinds of things a wash that you would buy from, say, Citadel or whatever is going to do. Just because of the makeup of the paint. And I think overall, just because of how it's used, you spend less money on this. Especially since it doesn't like, I don't know, your paint pots that you buy from Citadel, or these things are terrible. These are the worst things for paint ever. Because, like, you can't really leave them open, they'll dry out. And the idea is like, that you would leave them open, and you can already see this one's getting crusty. Just because it's been opened. So you can see how it's starting to get thick already. And there's still some liquid in there, but, like, it's awful. It's terrible. Alright, well, actually, I'm going to make the paint these arms really easy. We're going to paint her. Oof. Yeah, we're going to paint the inside of that hand and stuff before we attach it. That dry. That works too, for the most part. So we gotta trim that thing out, but hey, hooray, huzzah, huzzah. 33 minutes in per day. Just little parts of the support that got stuck to her hand. Probably, again, when you pop them off, sometimes you get these little bits. And it's getting close to time to change the alcohol out of my cleaner. And so sometimes it doesn't get those little bits off the way it should, because it's getting a little thicker than it should be. There's a way I can salvage that. I gotta look that one up. Okay. Alright. Check these legs while we're at it. We'll try to prime it all at once. Unless it's a bigger project. I kind of like these brush. I kind of like brush on primer. And I really like this one. This actually I think is an airbrush primer that I used to brush on. And it really like, I can really kind of get into some of the crevices. Make sure it's got the right amount of primer. Also helps me kind of make sure I'm not pooling anywhere, things like that. I really like, for things like this spot right here, you can really make sure it doesn't pull up. Sometimes an airbrush or a rattle can pull a little too much for you. When it does that, it can obscure details and whatnot. I would prefer to avoid that, if at all possible. One of your boots are the same color and such as her gloves. Normally I would say yes, you'd want them to match, but with this particular IP, there's no telling what they what colors they went with, whether it matched or not. I don't know. Every time I look at another Elden Ring thing, I'm like, oh, that's it. That's interesting. Although they do follow some basic design principles as far as aesthetics. Another thing I've noticed is like the way video game lighting works. It's really hard to tell what sometimes what colors are supposed to be. Because in one color something might look a little bit more brown, or something it might look a little bit more pink, or it might look a little bit more yellow, depending on the lighting, how the lighting in the game is going. What effects are happening? It's kind of what we're dealing with in this situation, where sometimes her robes look more brown, sometimes they look a little bit more black, sometimes they look a little bit more gray blue. It just depends. Definitely like that gray blue color. It really makes all the rest of that stand out a lot more. Even if it's not exactly spot on to all the colors she usually is seen in throughout the game, I think, once we get everything done here. That gray color is going to be the win. hand rest for just a second. Get a little angry on me. I can't believe we've been streaming for a year. It's crazy. Doesn't seem like a year. I'm back quick. Thought I felt something weird. I did. Probably just a little spots from the supports. They make contact with things. They sometimes leave behind little burrs. Now, of course, for speed, I would definitely go with cans and airbrushes. Rattle cans and airbrushes are way, way faster. With this, you can get a thinner coat of it on there, and you can make sure it's going to get in the places it needs to get into. But again, it can and will slow you down. And how, Ted? Might, and I'm hoping we got another contract coming. I got somebody who's looking to do, he has a 3D print of, what's the chicken from Moana? Hey, the rooster. He wants to paint it up. Hopefully he likes the price I quoted and everything's all good. Two legs and an arm. managed to eat breakfast. Huzzah. Sir McBeardsly has returned with coffee. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Just a little bit of blend of the white and yeah. White and the raw umber, and over the top of that two-tone really help us give us some nice looks. Just did the top to just kind of make it stand out a little bit more. Make this first coat super thin. Real light, real washy. We want it to get in all the crevices. We're gonna go ahead and do the inside of our hand. Because it's always like this, and so this inside is gonna be way dark. So just kind of start building our shadows there. We're going to add that darker color. Take care of my phone is just buzzing. I don't think any of that mattered. None of that was important. Just blowing up for no reason. And it's all just trash. I remember to turn. I was too busy coming in because it came in hot from the road. And I didn't turn any of that stuff off. Sometimes I turn off a lot of those apps, but or silence them, I guess I should say. I can't silence too much because I'm a dad, so there's a level. There's a limit. This may be a little too thin, but that's all right. to the bubbles. It never is important. Yeah, no, not really. Like I said, usually I turn off like app notifications, and then I only get like text messages and phone calls. But I was in a hurry today. I'm so glad I got on. I was booking it down the road, going, "We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it." And in my head, you know, gonna make it. That's a little while. Yeah, here we go. Check and see what color her hosiery should be. We'll put Honda symbols on it. Up here, right here. We'll do some little Honda symbols. No? Nobody? No. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, now you're sending me junk. That's funny. What'd you send me? If I can figure it out. Oh my god.
I add vein.
Bruh. This is what he sent me. Oh my.
I feel like the question we should have started with was, should you have made the all-seeing flesh avocado? And if I'm being completely honest, I thought that was a horrible testicle when I first looked at it. I feel like the question we should have started with was, should you have made the all-seeing flesh avocado?
Just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you must do a thing. But in this case, somebody already did the thing, so you have to share with the people that will find it the most amusing. It's so ridiculous. All seeing flesh avocado. Oh god. Redonkulous. Oh, shoot. That's funny. All seeing avocado. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a hold of that. Hey, that's going to be really nice. That'd be fun. Big old hey. We're getting a new printer. I think I said that yesterday. I'm really excited about that. Should be an upgrade from what we got. Yeah, the internet is definitely a wonderful and horrifying place. That is real. That is real. All right, so we're gonna leave that all right there. I'll clean the future brushes. I like this. I like this idea. Cleaning up the brushes while we wrap up the show. Actually, so I can drop myself over there. So anyway, yeah. Here I am doing this the wrong way again. It's so much easier to use the dry brush to get this thing marked up. It works the lather, just like boom, lather. Yeah, horrifying and wondrous place is correct. It is. It's sometimes appalling. We're crazy. The whole human race has gone insane. It's after that. It's because they killed that Harambe guy. That ape they killed. They should have never killed that gorilla. It's gone crazy ever. Gone crazy ever since. The whole world's been nuts. Most audacious. Yes. Audacious indeed, sir. Audacious indeed. Alrighty. Alright, there's one. There's two. There can number three. Sometimes takes the longest. Cleaning dry brushes is a fun task. Like, there's always a little bit of something stuck in them. Alright. Nice clean brushes. Well, guys and ghouls, gals, things of all kind, friends, peoples, countrymen, Romans, all this. Had a great day. It was a lot of fun. It was some laughs. It was hilarious. Testicle thing was definitely hilarious. We'll be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow's like a regular day. Everything should be like normal. It should be fun. I haven't had like a normal day in about a week and a half. So yeah, normal, like everything on schedule and everything the way it should be fun. It'd be nice. Nice for me anyway. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Go out there and do something fun. Just do something fun. I don't even know what it is that you're gonna do. It doesn't matter. Just go find something that's fun. Go do it. Have a laugh. You know, be good to each other. All that sort of stuff. And we're gonna talk to you later.